Hello, everybody, and welcome back. A few minutes ago, I did a video that made me cry on creating before you consume. And today, we're going to do a video on what I was going to do the video on yesterday, which is the idea that a lot of times when we are making stuff, whether it is writing a poem, a song, a book, a story, drawing a picture, painting a picture, whatever. Like, whatever the thing is. Making a movie, making a short film, whatever. A lot of times we'll have an idea, and the idea feels really big. And we don't know how exactly we are going to do that because of the tools we have. Okay? And we say to ourselves things like, oh, well, if I only had this thing, it would be so much easier to do. So I'll just wait and get that thing. And I'll save my money up. I will purchase this thing that I obviously need for whatever reason. And then, and only then, will I be able to complete this task of making this art thing. Okay? Some of it might be something like, I need a new camera. Well, I can't make YouTube videos until I get a new light. Or I can't start writing my new book until I have an office. I can't start painting until I take a course on color wheels or something like that. There's always some fucking reason why you don't do the thing that your soul is pushing you to do. Okay? Now, the other thing about this is you don't need the thing that you think you need. I want to challenge you right now to, if there is something you want to do, whether it is make a movie, whether it is write a book, whether it is whatever, okay? Whatever your Moby Dick is that you want to do right now, okay? We're going to bite off a little piece, and we're going to chew it, and we're going to savor it. We're not going to try to eat the whole whale right now, okay? So what we're going to do is you are going to start creating that thing with whatever tools you have, with whatever knowledge you have, with whatever emotional support you have, whatever office you have, okay? Whatever it is, you're going to go ahead and start that thing, okay? Because what you need to understand, and people just don't get, and it drives me absolutely crazy, the object that you create isn't the art. You creating that object is the art. That is the important thing. That is the thing that makes your soul work. That is the thing that brings you enlightenment. It's not like, I have this thing now. I have made this thing. It is a thing, and I have this thing now. That's not what it is. It's you creating that thing. You doing the work. You wrestling with the problem solving of how to make it a thing. Don't worry about what the thing will end up like. Worry about how to do the thing right this minute. Making it come out of your fingers, making it come out of your mouth, coming out of your mind, onto something. That is the art. When you're done, if you end up with something that you could hang up or put on a bookshelf or sell to somebody, fucking up top, good job. That's not the point, though. If you want to get into manufacturing and make something people will use, like fucking adult diapers or maxi pads or funeral plots, hospital beds, like something that everyone will eventually need. If you want to create art, then create art. And then if you have art afterwards to sell, awesome. But here's the thing that like is it's really hard for a lot of us to swallow and understand. And there's also a really like answer to this. Everything that we do as artists is not something that is a need by humanity. Caveat: humanity needs art. It's what makes us separate from the beasts. I understand that. But in this economy, with how little the governments of the world actually give to the arts, people being able to have art is a luxury. And because there are so many people out there who have realized, you know what? It's easier to sell failed artists on the idea that they could create something if they give me money for something than it is for me to actually make art and sell it to a consumer who wants art. Do you see what I'm saying? So we have been trained that we are not prepared to create. We have been trained that we do not have the skills needed to create, even though every little child with a box of crayons creates shit all day long. We have been trained that if we don't have this certain camera or light or anything or the right space to create in, that we can't possibly create anything of value. Here's the thing. There is no value on art. The value is an emotional, spiritual thing for the person creating the art. Any value, emotionally or spiritual, that comes from that art to the consumer, that's completely on them, and we have no control over that. Now, next thing, the financial thing that we get from art could be anything, because as you know, someone can duct tape a fucking rotting banana to a board and sell that for millions of dollars. Whereas other people can create great works of art and no one will ever see it because they will never put it outside of their Instagram feed. Selling art is based on how you are as a salesman and how you are as somebody who could cultivate an audience. But we have to understand that that is not the important thing, okay? If you want to create art, quit fucking making excuses. Every time you say you want to do something but, understand that that is a fucking excuse keeping you from doing the thing. I have many people in my life who butt themselves to death, and it is so frustrating for me. Somebody who tries everything they can do to live their life to the fullest without having any butts in it that aren't attached to beautiful people. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever I talk to myself even about something I'm making or something I want to make or the website I'm going to be building to sell my things, whenever I say but, I have to stop and I go, don't. Like, what does my friend Charlie say? He says, I don't know if he actually said this like this or if I'm like pretending he said this, but he said something along the lines of, instead of saying but, say yes and. And so instead of saying, I really need to build that website, but it's really hard and I just don't know how I'm going to do it, say, I really need to build that website. Yes, and it's going to be tricky. I will get it done, or something along those lines. I don't know exactly how that theory works, but that's his thing. He yes ands instead of buts. And I think that's actually an old acting thing for improv, to keep a scene going. You say yes and. Maybe that's where I'm getting that confused, and I like turned it into a anti-but joke. So now that we all know that the most important thing with making art is actually making the art and not selling the art, I feel like what we originally started talking about in this video is completely different than where we ended up. But that's how all great journeys are, you know? Like, sure, Frodo had to throw the ring into the fire, but God, he did a lot of stuff on the way there, am I right? Keep buying my books. They are all over. And then the ones that are almost out of print, you got to email me for. But you should probably email me anyway because you want to. And I'm sure there's that question you've been wanting to ask me that you've been afraid to ask. I'm a person just like everybody else, okay? Ask away. I won't bite. I swear. Okay? So, type hard, guys. Join the crew down below. After the new year, we'll get back into the live streams and the writing Zooms. I think I'm going to be doing something else with you guys. I just got to figure out what it is. Got to figure this out. This was some heavy shit today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it's helpful. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. Like, what are you thinking right now? You got to be thinking something if you're still here, which I appreciate, by the way. But what's happening inside your brain right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are your thoughts? Whether they are about this or whether they're actually about something completely different, and you just like hearing my voice. And so you could, like, sit here and think about other stuff. Yes, I do not have pants on, so sue me, okay? Don't sue me. I will talk to you all later.